What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have been holding off a little while now on this overall topic here, but I have been getting so many requests that I think it's time to go ahead and discuss my overall opinion on this take here. And that is the video that Blame Truth put out, claiming that Activision is trying to sabotage XDefiant, basically paying, people like Tom Henderson to put out hit pieces to kind of paint a more negative picture upon XDefiant to discourage individuals to hop into the experience. Again, I've been holding off for a little while now, but it's all throughout my comment section. YouTube comments, Twitch comments, and again, I appreciate everybody's support over on Twitch. And again, I will be live tomorrow on a Monday. And if you guys don't know already, it's going to be Season 6 for Modern Warfare 3, which I'm kind of disappointed at the looks of all the content. But again, we're going to be testing it out. And if you want to see my live impressions or chat it up with me, by all means, you can go ahead and find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. But again, all throughout my Twitch comments, YouTube comments, everybody's been begging me to go forth and give my opinion about this. So, you know what? I might as well go ahead and designate a video to this overall idea here, because it seems like a lot of people are kind of worked up about this stuff, and rightfully so. I don't blame you guys whatsoever. Now, first and foremost, I will say I don't necessarily believe that Activision is hiring anybody to put out hit pieces on XDefiant to, kind of increase the player retention of players with Black Ops 6. And I will be honest, I want XDefiant to thrive, and I can definitely see this game being a competitor down the road, and definitely it could pull people away once we get more content and it's polished. But in its current state, and of course, even later down the road, I don't think anything is going to really touch Call of Duty. If we're going to be honest here, the only thing that could really take down the behemoth known as COD is COD itself. So, although I think XDefiant is going to be a very successful game, and I see a bright future for it, I don't think Call of Duty is really shivering. I don't really think that Activision is stressed too much about this game on the side, pulling away from their yearly sales. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be honest here. We've been up in arms about skill-based matchmaking for years now, yet and still, every single year, the game tops sales. Yet and still, every single season, Black Cell top sales the charts. No matter what we do, at the end of the day, Call of Duty succeeds. So if we can, be up in arms like this and they still won't budge, I don't think XDefiant's really going to make them, pay anyone on the side to, paint a bad picture over XDefiant. But it doesn't make any sense, right? Blame Truth made a bunch of other really good points about this topic. But I'm going to fill you guys in on how I personally feel about this. And I want you guys to really sit down and think about this, seriously. Why would anybody at Ubisoft or even the development team leak something out as negative as the news that Tom Henderson put out there, right? Don't they want the game to succeed? If you're ahead at Ubisoft, or even anybody who works at Ubisoft, you want the game to thrive. You want the company to make money. And same thing with the development team. If the game shuts down, if it's ruined, then you're out of a job. So why would someone from the development team put out a post to Tom Henderson to accelerate the process, the death process of XDefiant? Why would someone who has a good job right now that knows they're at risk want to quicken up the process of losing that job, right? This leak, to me personally, doesn't seem logical from any angle whatsoever, right? It's not like Call of Duty leaks where you have people or devs behind the scenes who are excited about their COD game and they're leaking out certain features and certain concepts to get people hyped. No, this is literally a hit piece, an article stating that the game is on its last legs, and that literally if they don't get things turned around by Season 3, the game is chalked. They're shutting down the servers. Well, not shutting down. I shouldn't say that. Sorry. After Season 3, technically, from what we heard from Tom Henderson, they're not shutting down the servers, but they're going to be cutting a lot of the developers. So a lot of the, afterlife support for this game is going to slowly dwindle away, because as the game continuously, doesn't thrive for them, they're going to cut more and more and more developers until there's nobody else to really support the game, and they move on to the next title, and then they cut off XDefiant completely. So, it could end at Season 4, it could end at Season 5, they could keep pushing it. But, from Season 4 to Season 5, we might not see any updates really, any crazy updates, because the majority of the development team is gone. That's basically what the article is saying here. Not the death at Season 3, but definitely the beginning of the huge decline of XDefiant after Season 3. But like I just said, why in the world would anybody in their right mind leak out this information. The only people who would ever know that XDefiant is going to close down their doors is someone working at Ubisoft or a developer. This isn't something that you can data mine or anything of that sort. It's not like it's in the files of XDefiant saying the death date, season 3. No, this is information that is insider information from Ubisoft. Someone would have to hear a discussion, hear a topic, hear the CEOs discussing things about the lifespan of XDefiant, and that's how they would earn this information. So I'm going to ask one more time, guys. Why in any of their right minds would they want to accelerate the process of the death of this game? The developers want to keep their jobs, and Ubisoft doesn't want to lose out on money. I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I personally believe it's a disgruntled employee. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. You can't forget, not a few, but a handful of people got laid off from Ubisoft. Now, again, I don't have too many specific details on who got laid off, because if you remember correctly, over on The Division, people got laid off and some got moved over to XDefiant. And at the same time, Mark Rubin was saying while he was away visiting his mother on her birthday, saying that they're in the current process of picking up more developers. So isn't it so insanely strange that for a game that's getting so much support and so much love with, adding developers is so close to its apparent death? Very interesting. But again, back to what I was saying here. I don't think it was someone who is working with this game, because none of them would want to see this game fail or they lose their job. I think it's a disgruntled employee. And more specifically, I think it's a disgruntled employee from The Division layoffs. I truthfully do. A lot of them got moved over to XDefiant, and I'm curious if it's one of them or a handful of them who got the cut and weren't able to move over to XDefiant that are preying on the downfall of this overall game. They have that similar mindset of, if I can't have it, nobody can have it, A bunch of other people were blessed to be able to still move over and get a job. But since I wasn't able to go ahead and get a new job, I'm going to try to make sure that they all lose their job as fast as possible so they can all be in the similar spot as me. That is what I specifically think this situation is all about. Because I'm going to say it time and time and time again. It's not logical. It doesn't make sense for anybody to leak out this information. It wouldn't benefit anyone. Absolutely anyone besides someone who's already pissed off at the company, maybe got fired from the company, and wants to see just nothing but fire and watch everything burn. That's all I can possibly think of. And I know we all say Tom Henderson is such a reliable leaker, including myself. He's leaked out some pretty good things about Call of Duty before. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think he's incredibly biased towards XDefiant. He's already said multiple times in the past how much he despises this game, he thinks it runs like crap, and he's already compared it a trillion times on Twitter over to Call of Duty, with how better basically Call of Duty is compared to XDefiant. So in my eyes, he's already biased against this game. I don't think it's going to take much to persuade him to write a negative article about this game dying. And if we're going to be real here, how hard would it be to really, showcase that you quote-unquote still work at Ubisoft? This could be someone who's fired, who got let go off of the project, but they can come to Tom Henderson and they could give, a previous ID, an ID that they already had. I had a bunch of jobs back in the day where I had IDs. I still have probably laying around here. I don't work with the company, but I can still flash up the ID and claim I work with the company, you know what I'm saying? If they're recently fired, they could pull up, recent pay stubs, something like, a month ago saying, oh, look, well, I just got recently paid, so I still work for Ubisoft. Tom Henderson, they could have given anything to him to prove, quote unquote, that they still work at Ubisoft. And they're, what they're saying is legit, when in reality, they could have been just recently fired and they're extraordinarily pissed off. We have absolutely no clue how reliable his sources are. The only reliability we have is that the matchmaking takes a bit longer to search for lobbies than it did day one. That's the only bit of information anybody can go based off of, because there is no facts written anywhere in stone that this game is indeed dying. Now, has it lost a lot of players? Yeah, it's lost a decent amount of players compared to what, where it first launched. But does it mean it's on its deathbed? No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. And again, like I just said, we have no clue how reliable his sources are, and we have no clue how reliable Tom Henderson is in general when it comes to giving us information about XDefiant. I realistically think that this is a sabotage situation. Again, I don't completely agree with everything Blame Truth said in his video, but I do completely agree that I think XDefiant is being sabotaged, because nobody, like I said, nobody in their right mind would leak out this information and still be working with Ubisoft or working as a developer on the team, because it wouldn't benefit any of them. The only person who would actually benefit from this information being leaked is someone who's already fired from the team and wants to see this company drown. That's the only person who would benefit. So again, I need more proof than this at this point. I really do. And I'm glad that Blame Truth put out that video, because it opened my eyes a bit. Me, myself, and a lot of others just kind of jumped into it because, again, the servers are taking longer to find lobbies, and it just kind of seems like it makes sense. But in reality, the timing of the article, right around Black Ops 6, pulling people away, and also just sitting down and just logically thinking about the overall situation here, right? Like I just said, if you're just reading the article, you'll think, oh yeah, oh my god, XDefiant's dying. But when you sit there and really, really think about it, and think about why it was leaked, who leaked it, who would benefit from leaking this? Again, this isn't a positive leak. This isn't like stuff that leaks with Call of Duty where, the devs don't care, I guess, because they want, the positive things to go out and the community to learn about new things and get excited about new things, right? So they're like, oh shoot, who cares? But someone, if they're truly at the risk of losing their job, why would they give this information out to further lose their job? All it takes is a little critical thinking. Now, I wish I sat down and didn't just bum rush myself into that one. I really do, because it's crazy to think that this could potentially seriously be a hit job out to try to ruin the chances XDefiant has. But I believe in the development team. I don't think that article really smeared anything upon this game. I still find lobbies constantly. And of course, if you guys are struggling a little bit, I might make a separate video about this, but just to fill you guys in, pick more game modes. I struggle the absolute most when I only select one game mode, like if I only pick TDM or I only pick Dom. But if I pick TDM and Dom, for some reason, I'll instantly load into matches. Again, I have a theory on why this is a thing, but I'm going to save that for a completely different video for you guys, but that's just a little quick tip I have for you. If you're struggling to find lobbies, pick more than one game mode. Have crossplay on and put base matchmaking off so you can play with everybody, controller and mouse. And then, of course, like I said, select multiple modes, and it'll throw you right into the mix, I promise you. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you guys. Go down in the comment section, let me know if you think that article was a hit piece out to get XDefiant, or do you think it's legit, and XDefiant really does have until Season 3 to get their crap together, or else the downfall will, actually happen for this overall game. But as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And like I said earlier, if you guys want to catch my live stream, I'll be live again on Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time over on Twitch. You guys find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.